Hello, this is Jeremiah Demaray, founder of the Agency Growth Academy. Welcome to today's special training class hosted by Insurance WebEx. I'm honored to be here, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my camera. I want to make sure that you can see me okay. I just want to say hi to everybody out there. When you get a moment, can you in the question box, because I'd like to kind of interact a little bit with our audience today, something I like to do as a featured mentor here for Insurance WebEx. In the question box, if you will, just let me know if you can hear me and see me. Okay, put yes in the question box right now. Hey Bruce, good to see you out here. I've seen you on a couple of our training classes. Good to have you out here. Put yes if you can see me right now. And this will be a way that we can build a little bit of engagement in our workshop today. Okay, so it looks like you can hear me. Looks like there's a bit of an echo. We got Kenneth, Kyle. Hey, Kyle, good to see you again. Kurt, Pamela, Steve, Bruce, Christy, Chris, Bob, Bill. Okay, excellent. Sounds like you're hearing an echo is what I'm hearing. So what I'm going to do, thanks for telling me that. I want to make sure you hear everything. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in a headset. So I'm going to go off camera in here in just a minute. And I'll plug in a headset and see if this is clearer for you. So give me 1 second. I'm going to plug in the headset and we'll see if this is a little better sound for some of you. Ken is saying that it's fine for him. Let's give this a shot. Hang on a second. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Please let me know if this sounds clearer for you. Put yes if this sounds clearer. Okay, all right. Everyone's saying yes, that's much better. Okay, good. We've had incredible response for this class today, and I'm really thrilled to be here to be able to share this information with you. And so without further ado, let me thank the wonderful folks here at, whoops, we're jumping out of here. Let me go back here. If you came and registered for the master class today, how to generate 1 meeting a day with super simple cold email templates in LinkedIn, congratulations, you made it to the right place. I do want to give a warning before we get started. I want to make something abundantly clear. You're going to hear about some pretty outrageous incomes that some of my clients and people who are in my program are earning. And I want to make sure that you understand that what I'm about to share with you, though these strategies are extremely powerful, this isn't one of these get-rich-quick programs that promises you, a fortune for doing nothing. The system I'm going to outline in this class for you today is working like a predictable machine for my private clients who are financial advisors, life insurance agents, retirement planners, 401k specialists, benefit advisors, and so forth. And I truly believe it can help you too, which is why I was asked to come and share this training with you. However, I do want to be clear that I'm not suggesting that everyone or anyone who invests their time and energy into this class is going to make a lot of money today. As we know, success is determined by several different factors. So I want to make an agreement with you. If you're the type of person who, like I am, understands that really success is determined by your own work ethic. And in the end, if it is to be, it's up to me. And we don't look for people to blame when things don't go right. We really look at ourselves and look for ways to get better. If you agree with that strategy, please put the word yes in the question box right now, and then we can get started. Okay, awesome. Now, by the way, when I'm asking you for engagement on this call today, it's not really for me. There's been university studies that have shown that when you engage in any training, your retention and your memory goes up by 40%. So I'm doing this really for you to help you get engagement. And I do want to give you a quick little, just a little bit of housekeeping that you should start taking notes during this class today. And turn off all distractions. I'm going to go a little bit quickly. I normally speak kind of quickly, so you want to make sure that you're paying attention. So turn off your phone, Skype, email alerts, anything like that that can distract you, because what I'm going to share with you today are strategies that can really make a difference. So quick question to the audience here. How many emails do you think it would take to generate commissions of $241,561.13? Go ahead, cast your vote in the question box. Let me know how many emails do you think it would take to generate that amount of commissions? Go ahead and tell me in the question box right now. Somebody says the exact number. Okay, that's funny. Thanks, Moses. 1 says Kyle, 10 says Chris, Steve says 500, Harold says 5,000, Bruce wants more context, 5 says Bob. Okay, so 1,000,000 says Kenneth. All right, so the numbers are all over the board. Well, I'll give you the answer. This is one of my private clients, Lynn out of California, and the answer is, surprisingly, 2. 2 emails. She sent out 2 emails to a certain part of her database that I instructed her to do in the order in which I instructed her. And within 90 days, she cleared $250,000 in commissions. Now, just to put that in lifestyle perspective, she could have gone out cash and bought one of the world's most expensive pens, the Bentley Travaldi limited edition pen from Italy for $41,000, and then actually gone out to buy a Bentley, the 2016 Flying Spur, for $199,000 in cash, and still have money left over for a really, really nice dinner. So it's kind of a funny story, and I'm going to give you that email here in this training today so you can try this on your own database. But that's the power of having the right email at the right time. Now, I don't know about you, but are any of you, like myself, confused with the amount of social networks out there that you can use to not only engage with potential prospects, but also perhaps measure it? I mean, this is just a screenshot of some of them, but how many of us are confused by all the options that are out there today? Okay, tons of yeses, right? I would absolutely agree with you. So let me tell you why what you're about to learn is different from the rest. What you're going to learn today is not based on theory or guesswork. It's based on real-world marketing experiments that have generated over $300 million in commissions over the lifetime of my career. And it's a form of social selling. That's what people are calling it today, but frankly, it's been around for about 60 years. And it has a higher return on investment than social media, and it uses the most common communication tool today, which is email. In fact, recently McKinsey did a study that showed that email has a 40 times higher return on investment than social media, meaning they went out and measured the ROI of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Vine, YouTube, Snapchat, all of the big social networks, and looked at what the return on investment was. And when they compared it to email, email trumped them significantly by 40 times. The process I'm going to share with you is guaranteed to work if you do it in the order and the process that we do. So pay close attention and don't try to reverse the order, but do it in the same strategy. And if you stick around to the end, I have a special gift for everybody just for sticking on the line. Now, at the end of the class, I do want to be very clear. I am going to make an offer. Insurance WebEx has asked me to do something special for their audience because a lot of people have been looking for a better way to prospect as they go into the end of the year and at the beginning of 2017. But I want to be very clear on this. So here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to turn on my webcam again because I'd like to see you face to face. I have my headset on now so that it doesn't disturb the you don't get that echo feeling. But here's what I'd like to do is my goal today is to deliver massive value, whether you decide to work with me or not. Okay, my true intent today is to give you value and support you in your mission. Now, I realize, though, that there's some people who came onto the class today that really want to take their businesses to the next level, that perhaps have missed their quotas this year and are looking for a solution that's going to work. So here's the deal I want to make. If I've delivered, and only if I've delivered massive value to you today, I would like your permission to make you an offer at the end of today's training. Now, I want to be clear. You'll be able to use everything that I'm going to teach you today by yourself without spending any money or giving me anything. And that's my gift to you. But if you feel that I've added value at the end, I'd like permission to make you an offer. So if that sounds like a deal, in the question box right now, put the word deal. Okay, put that in the question box, and that'll tell me that we've got an agreement and I'm going to get started in delivering value. So do we have a deal? Please go ahead and put deal. All right. I'm getting all these deals coming in. Okay, excellent. All right, so thank you so much for that. I'll turn off the camera so that I'm not distracting, and we'll keep moving. Now, just so you know, for those of you who may or may not know my background, you may have heard about my TED Talk, and I've been on Forbes and been ranked one of the top 40 marketers under 40 and all of this stuff. But I want to tell you that I'm just really an ordinary guy who made a ton of mistakes in generating insurance and financial leads. You see, I was part of a small startup that needed exposure. I was actually employee number 6, and I had no experience in marketing. I have no college degree in anywhere closely related to marketing. I don't have a college degree. And frankly, I had no idea what I was doing. All I had was email, MySpace, and Yahoo at the time. There was no LinkedIn, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Snapchat, none of that stuff. And, I really didn't have any contacts. I don't know anybody that's been massively successful in my life growing up. I didn't even have any relatives who were very successful. I lived in a small apartment. All of us were kind of jammed together in one of the poorer apartment buildings where we were growing up. So I'm not somebody that has had a lot of resources for this, but what I did have is access to some incredible research on the psychology of copy, or the way that we write. And over the years, I've perfected a methodology, and I found out how to make this strategy work and be predictable about it over and over again. And when I was at that little startup, I don't want you to get the idea this was a heavily funded startup. When I say startup, I mean startup with no money. In fact, it was such a pressure cooker that I knew that if I couldn't generate results, I would be fired. It was that serious. So when you are paid to generate results, you become very good at looking at things from a different perspective. Instead of theory and guesswork, you really only care about what works. But here's what's really cool about it and where you come in. I started to share this strategy because it started to work in one vertical of insurance and finance after another. And other people started succeeding with it. For example, this insurance advisor out of Houston, Texas, was able to get 300 appointments in the last 6 months just using one of my 9 strategies. Or this, he does financial planning, retirement planning, college funding out of Jacksonville, Florida. Bill, wonderful man, had 0 prior experience on LinkedIn. In his first 3 months using this strategy, he generated $35,000 in commissions and has since added 2 advisors to his agency in 8 months. He too has generated 300 appointments in a 6-month window. Or maybe you're like Alan, right? Alan really had no idea how LinkedIn worked. Yet in 6 months, he generated 237 appointments using this strategy. So the other day, I was speaking in Chicago for a group of top producers. There's about 500 that were there. And the president of a major life insurance association came up to me and said, Jeremiah, I'm seeing a lot about you right now. It's like you're the overnight success story. And I jokingly said, right, the overnight success that took 14 years. But I share that with you because it's been so exciting that since I've started sharing these strategies, we were picked up in a really great story on Fox News. I was invited to give a TED Talk, which had the theme I'm very passionate about, the democratization of marketing, which to me represents that marketing is something that is a level playing field today and can open up so many opportunities for entrepreneurs to create success. And that was the theme of my talk. I've since been invited to speak to groups of hundreds of advisors all over the country, and even top marketers outside of the field of financial services and insurance, like Jay Abraham, who's generated over $9 billion in profits with his marketing ideas, who was my mentor. I was so humbled to be invited by him to Japan to teach people in his programs that pay anywhere from $6,000 to $60,000 a day just to work with him. And I'm not sharing all this to impress you, but really to impress upon you that if somebody who has a background in logos, right, all I knew how to do was make logos, could figure out and crack this code, I know that you can too. So quick poll to the audience, because I want to customize the training today to make it something that's very valuable for your area of insurance. So I'd like you to tell me in the question box, what is the core area of business that you specialize in? So tell me, what do you primarily sell? Is it life insurance? Is it annuities? Is it financial planning? Is it retirement? Is it AUM? Is it health insurance? Tell me what it is it right now in there. Okay, we've got retirement planners, annuities, life insurance, financial advisor, annuities, fixed index annuities, life insurance, retirement plans, 401k, excellent, health insurance, life. Okay, so it looks like most of the group today, all right, all of these are starting to come in now. Most of this group today is somewhere in the life or financial services arena, which is exciting because this is something that's really going to help you. Now, let me ask you this. Put the word yes in the question box if you are seeing these symptoms in your marketing today. You're not getting replies to your emails. You're being overlooked by potential clients that you could really serve. You find yourself struggling looking like every other advisor. You're not getting enough leads. Your calendar may not be empty, but it's almost empty. You wake up on Mondays and you wish you had more appointments. You're spending more money than you should on marketing. And your marketing methods are currently not converting as high, which means you can't meet your business goals moving forward. Okay, I'm seeing of course, yes, absolutely, that's me. Yeah, a lot of these are the same, right? Just a quick personal story, and you're going to see how it relates to what I'm about to teach you. These are some just snaps that my wife and I took over the past 7 years of marriage. What's really passionate for us is giving back to the community. And about 9 months out of the year, we spend our time traveling the world from the deep ghetto of Chicago to the mountains of the Andes, working with orphans, drug dealers, drug abusers, refugees, victims of abuse, victims of neglect. And we do mentorship and counseling and coaching on our own time. We're not paid by any group to do this. We're completely self-funded. We kind of do it under the radar without making a lot of noise. And it's just really our passion and what we determined to do when we first got married. And one of the stories I'm so proud of, this guy right here, maybe you see him, we call him Big Rich. You can tell I'm 6'4" and he's like 2 inches taller than I am. So Big Rich is a guy that we found in the south side of Chicago on the streets. He was addicted to heroin, but also selling it at the same time. And it took several years to earn his trust and to help him through his setbacks and his breakthroughs. But we're so proud of him right now because now Richard is all cleaned up. He's been clean for 3 years, and he's back on the street helping to turn around the lives of the people who used to sell drugs to. I mean, really an inspiring guy. And I share that with you because when I look at any marketing concept, I always look to identify how can I leverage this? Because for me, I don't work more than 20 hours a week. That's by design. And it seems the less I work, the more that I make because I choose to use highly leveraged concepts. And that's how I've architected our class today, to give you high leverage activities that don't take a lot of time, but yield a lot of results. So let's jump into it now. I'm going to give you 3 strategies you can use immediately, including the templates that you can use right away. We're going to look at email, LinkedIn, and setting up power connections. The first one is email. Really cool study that was recently done that showed that for every dollar you spend on email, $38 is the return on investment. Now, here's an amazing study that was done by the Aberdeen Group. They found that 62% of salespeople who don't use some form of inbound social selling miss their quotas. Now, I'm not going to say your names, but if you do me a favor, please, in the question box, just put the word miss if you feel that by the end of this year, you're going to miss the income goal that you set for yourself. I'm not going to read your name, but I just want you to put in there if you feel you've missed the income. Just put the word miss if you've missed the income goal. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So you know what? I'm looking at this here, and there's probably a good 60 to 80% of folks today who have missed their quotas. And you know what? Frankly, I'm going to say this hasn't been your fault. I believe nobody has really shown up to show you how to do this properly. And if you've been to any other webinars or you've been to seminars at associations and so forth, haven't you noticed that a lot of speakers come up and talk about a lot of statistics but never really give you any tactical, here's how you do it frameworks? I personally hate that kind of stuff because when I was coming up and I needed ideas, I didn't want theories and then a carrot where I had to buy something. I wanted real ideas that could work. And that's what I want to deliver today. So the framework I'm going to give you is to follow the framework of short, conversational, and ask only one question emails. Okay, SCA, short, conversational, and ask one question. And the reason is we have this small little part of our incredible minds in the brain called the amygdala. And the amygdala is what makes us get distracted, right? When we're driving and we get a text message, or we're on the computer, maybe watching a webinar and an email pops in, that's our amygdala going to work and kind of hijacking our attention over and over and over again. Well, if we're going to be smart financial email marketers, we need to understand how that works and how to use it for our advantage, because basically, folks, it's baked in. Okay? It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Why not use it to our advantage? So for example, if you have any clients that maybe haven't gotten back to you, prospects, right? People you have on the line, they never got back to you. Instead of using a message on the right, which is kind of what we all do, right? You know, we're always looking for ways to improve our conversations. We recently spoke with you. My attempts to reach you have failed. I hope you tell me if we're not a fit. You know, kind of a pleading, I'm sorry kind of email, which doesn't instill confidence or authority. Instead, why don't we use an email like this on the left? Hi, John, you went a little radio silent. Would you like to discuss this further, or back burner? Best, Jeremiah. Now, which of those two emails do you think you'd be more likely to reply to? The one on the right or the one on the left? Tell me in the question box, right or left? Right or left? Just put it in there right now. Yeah, everyone's putting left, right? Of course. Now, by the way, you should swipe this. Take this for yourself. Send it to people because it gives you more power. When you take something away from people, they automatically want it even more. That's a psychological principle ever since we've been a child, right? If a pile of cookies was there and we said, you can't have it, all of a sudden we want the cookies more, right? So use that as the first swipe. That's my first gift to you. Let me give you the second swipe. This is the one-line email strategy. Now, this is the strategy that has generated so many favorable reviews. Anytime I publish this strategy in a major magazine, I recently had it in NAFA magazine. It's been in HIU magazine. It's in my upcoming book, Shift. People just love it because it just works like magic. Here's what you have to do, though. You have to take all your prospects that are in your system now, whether they're in Outlook, LinkedIn, on business cards, in a database, Outlook, wherever they are, make a list of them in Excel. Then I want you to load them into your email tool. Okay, now that could be Constant Contact, MailChimp, even Outlook can do this for you with one of their mail merge features. And you're going to send them the single email. You ready for it? Okay, here it is. Here's the two subject lines you can test. The first one is first name. Now, first name is wonderful because it is the number one most important word to every person, right? When I say your name, Jack, Kirk, Tyson, Bob, Sarah, your ears prick up, right? Because that's the most important word in the English language to you. It works the same way in email subject lines. The second subject line you could test is quick question. Notice how I write it in lowercase. The reason why that works is because it looks like it came from a human and not a marketing machine. So try to humanize your subject lines and you'll see that it will work better for you. Now here's the email. You say, John, do you still need help with, and then whatever specialty you have, financial planning, your retirement plan, insurance, whatever that is. And I've found in my research that the more high level you can be, such as, for example, if you offer 401ks and life and retirement and annuities and AUM, whatever it is, don't specify them, but instead be general. Do you still need help with insurance, for example? And then your name and your regular signature line. Don't put anything else in this email, okay? The reason why this works so well is it looks like a personal one-to-one message, but you're sending it one-to-many. So that's a wonderful email to shake the tree. Now I'll give you a little nugget because I love the level of engagement you're giving me here. So let me give you this little secret nugget. If you're going to load this in Constant Contact or MailChimp, I want you to, underneath your signature block, write this down, put 20 line breaks, 20 line breaks underneath, because you don't want that little unsubscribe link or that little sent by Constant Contact to show up in your emails, because then people will say, oh wow, they just sent it to everybody. So that's a little secret you can use. Now this email works surprisingly well in the financial services arena. Let me show you a couple of case studies. One of my clients sent this out, got 8 contracts in 24 hours, bringing in $10,000. Another one sent it out to a database of 1,500 people, got 324 leads in 2 days. Another one sent it out, got $8,000 in commissions in 2 weeks. And then the woman I mentioned at the beginning generated $250,000 in revenue, in commissions, I should say, in 90 days. This gentleman here had probably the smallest email list I've ever heard of, 61 policies. Notice how he sent them the email. He got 47 replies, 37 appointments, sold 29 new clients, just out of that simple email. I get people who take pictures on their cell phones and then send them to me of the new deals that they've closed. So, quick question to the audience. What's the first step you need to take to implement this so that you can start taking action on this process right away? Go ahead and tell me in the question box. Yes, gather my list, enter my business cards, put my list together, start doing it. This is incredible. I just have to do it right now. Excellent. Very good. Very good. All right, you guys are getting this. That's exactly what you need to do. Beautiful. All right, are you ready for strategy number 2? Excellent. Let's go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn recently did a study and found that 9 out of 10 people on LinkedIn use an agent or a broker for at least some of their purchases. That means 90% of the folks on LinkedIn trust working with an advisor. And then when they surveyed agents and brokers, they found that 43% of them had found a new potential client. That's unheard of, right? 43% of people who were surveyed found a new client on LinkedIn. So if you've never found a client on LinkedIn, it's probably not your fault. It's just maybe nobody has shown up to show you the right way to do it. Well, we're going to fix that in just a minute. And look at this one, 31% secured a meeting. I mean, what's the response on seminar mailers today? Isn't it like 1% and it's getting lower? I mean, seminar mailers are just really, really tough today. I had one guy who attended a class like this, tried this out, took him 20 minutes. He got 4 leads, set 1 appointment with a potential commission, $8,000 to $10,000. Now, here's why LinkedIn is, in my opinion, one of the most overlooked sources for financial professionals. Everyone's talking about seminar mailers and referrals and Facebook, and that's fine. But here's why I love LinkedIn, because number one, there's so few advisors who really know how to use it. If you look at your own connections, you're probably connected to more advisors than you are prospects, right? Your own colleagues or competitors. And the groups you're part of are probably all financial advisors and life insurance agents. You haven't joined groups where your prospects are, but that's 98% of financial advisors. 45% of the people on LinkedIn are upper management. That means these people have the assets to invest with you. They have 3 times higher income than people on Facebook, and 80% of business-to-business leads come from LinkedIn. You may have noticed in the bottom right-hand corner, I have a little logo here called B2B Breakthrough. That's actually the name of the program I'll tell you about in a little bit. But in my opinion, what I've seen after generating 2 million leads in the insurance and financial services arena, that business-to-business prospecting is the most underutilized, yet most highly profitable source of leads. Just type in B2B if you believe that just based on those little statistics, you're at least willing to create an open mind to learn about how to do business-to-business prospecting. Go ahead and put B2B in the question box right now. Awesome. Okay, all of you are doing B2B. Excellent. Because I believe that this will catch on very quickly, because I'm being invited on all of these webinars this month to share these techniques and these strategies. Now, let's do a little role play. Would you guys actually like to watch me do some prospecting of high level, or do you want me to use the slides? Do you guys want to actually watch over my shoulder as I jump into LinkedIn and do this? You'd like that, huh? Okay. All right. I'm going to switch over to LinkedIn right now. You should see on my screen here, I'm inside LinkedIn. Let me just go to the home screen, and I'm going to show you this really cool trick that I've never really shared with anybody else. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you're looking for high-level prospects, let me show you a really cool way. Now you're going to notice I have a premium account, but you can do this with a free account as well. So if you have a screen, by the way, you have two screens, open up the other screen and do this with me. So you're going to hit advanced, which is how to do an advanced search. Now, I want somebody in the question box, please, give me a zip code and a target audience, like a title of people you'd like to go after, like CEO, HR person, CFO, CIO, sales manager. Give me a title that you'd like to go after with your zip code. Okay, you got to put the two of them in there, please. Okay, Chris, you're first to bat. So you're giving me the CEO and you giving me a zip code. Excellent. So I think you're in California. I think you got a 9 zip code there. So here's what you can do. Under keywords, you're going to put CEO, and we're going to do the zip code that Chris gave me, and we're going to do a search within like a 25-mile radius. Now here's the thing, Chris, you may not have premium, but if you want to up and pony up the $40, I like to use these additional search features because I can choose the company size. Because, you know, a CEO of a self-employed company is going to make a lot less money than a CEO of, let's say, a company over 50 or 200 or even 10 employees, right? So I might select these here because I want to go after big time players, right? Guys who might have $500,000, $1 million, $2 million of assets that I could help put into a bank on yourself life insurance plan or assets, or maybe I want to go after them to talk about 401k planning, right? Whatever that is. So I'm going to hit the search button. And now LinkedIn is looking for all of these CEOs that I may not know. Now look at this, just within your area, I've got over 9,000 CEOs. I mean, that is a huge market. My goodness, Orange County, Chris, boy, you've hit a jackpot there, brother. I would probably segment even more. Let's take out the small companies because this is huge. All right, well, I'm still right around 9,000, so that's excellent. Now, there's two ways we can go about connecting with these people, right? I might want to open up their profiles over here in new windows, learn more about them, and I might want to connect with them, okay? And the magic number is 50 a day. I'll talk a little bit more about that, 50 a day. And then I go on to Andrew and I connect with him, and I go on to Carl and I connect with him. But check this out. I've got this cool tool installed where in less than about 30 seconds, I'm probably going to get 70% or more of their email addresses. I mean, this is really stealth, okay? Look, it's already found one of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Within 10 seconds, we're going to wait to see if I'm going to get this one here. Yes, got it. Within, what was that, 15 seconds? I got the email addresses of all of these CEOs. Remember that guy, Carl? Boom. I can instantly email Carl right away. Took me 10 seconds. I didn't even have to connect with him. You like that little hack? Pretty awesome, right? That one's for you, Chris. Okay. See, there's benefits to playing full out and commenting, right? Okay. So let me give you the methodology here. So now that I have their emails, by the way, I can cold prospect them right out of the gate. I'll give you a couple of frameworks to do that here, a couple of swipes. Now, the LinkedIn methodology that I follow is the following. And this is the proven step-by-step plan. This is what nobody's telling you. Everyone's telling you right now to go on LinkedIn, post engaging content, and wait for the leads. If any of you have ever tried that, you know it just flat out doesn't work. It's just people regurgitating one guru after another, trying to reverse engineer things that don't work in our space. After you've optimized your profile, which is having an attractive headshot and having a compelling call to action, you're going to start selecting groups where your direct audience is in. So for example, Chris, you wanted CEOs, join groups of CEOs in Orange County. Then you'll do 50 connections per day. Okay, that's the number. Magic number is 50. Write that down. If you have a free account, you will be free and clear with this. But if you go over with the free account, you may get penalized by LinkedIn. So keep it to 50. This is the second magic number. Please write this one down. 10 daily outreaches. What you want to do is with 50 connects a day, you'll get about 15 people a day who will say, yes, I'll connect with you. Then you'll go back and you'll email 10 of them one of the approaches that I teach. I have 9 different approaches. I'm going to give you one of them here on the call today. And then you're going to tag and organize them in LinkedIn. Now, let me give you, in the program B2B Breakthrough, I actually have 9 different approaches. One of them gets like an 82% yes ratio to meet with. But I'm going to give you one of them today. It's called the 4-step Goodwill campaign. You may want to draw this out. This campaign is structured on the principle of being a go-giver. And a go-giver is someone who looks to add value before even asking for an appointment or a sale. And in the spirit of transparency, that's exactly what I'm doing with you on this webinar today. I am giving you more value than you probably bargained for. Wouldn't you agree? I've given you already 4 different swipe files. I've given you my entire methodology, and I'm not even done yet. I'm doing that because I want to prove to you that if I give you my best stuff, you're much more likely to do business with me, right? How many of you are much more open to learning from me and even learning about the opportunity to work with me because I'm being generous with my content? Put yes in the question box. Okay, tons of yeses, right? That's what I want you to do, right? I'm being really transparent with you. That's what I want you to do. Imagine if you were to separate yourself as the advisor in your community that always gave value to CEOs, always. That you weren't out there trying to beg for appointments, you were giving value. This is the campaign for you. Email number 1 is going to be a value message where you're going to share something relevant with the CEO. You're not going to ask for a sale or an appointment. I'll give you a script in a minute. And now, by the way, when you share something of value, if you have a blog post that you like, give them the link to that. Or if you've published an article on LinkedIn Pulse, which is free, share the article on that. Or if you've been cited in an industry publication, or even better, how many of you are members of NAFA, NAFA, NAHU, any of these associations? Yeah, most of you are, right? Most of these associations publish phenomenal articles that are already written. Go ahead and find an article that matches what you believe and share it with them. Go to Forbes, go to Fortune, go to Bloomberg, and find articles that relate to what you do and give them away as valuable insights to people who probably miss them. Then email number 2, you're going to add more value. Email number 3, you're going to give them another link to an article. And then finally, email number 4, that's when you're going to ask for the appointment. Let me give you a simple email approach, okay? You might want to write this down. This is what the emails look like. Thought you might like this. So Chris, this is for you and your CEOs. Hi Ken, I just posted an article. It shows how CEOs can improve their employee retention, or CEOs can save their money from the stock market, or how CEOs can protect their assets, or how CEOs can bank on themselves, or how CEOs can offer their employees complimentary financial education through my programs. I'd love to get your thoughts on it as a local CEO. Here's an article about it. Hi, Ken, I just posted an article, or I just found this great article on Fortune magazine that I've been sharing with a lot of CEOs I work with here in the Orange County area. I'd love to get your thoughts when you get a moment. Then you give away the link. Do you see how powerful that is? What do you think a CEO is going to think after getting 3 highly relevant, very valuable articles without even asking for anything? What's a CEO going to think? Tell me. Reciprocity. We'll feel like, wow, who is this person? Excellent comments, folks. That's exactly what they're going to think, right? Now, let me give you another one. This is the $1 billion approach. If you're keeping track, this is the 6th swipe I'm giving you. Subject line, quick help. Hi, Ken. I'm not sure if I'm sending this to the right person, but can you tell me who's responsible for your 401k planning? If it's not you, could you please introduce me to the right person? Thanks in advance for helping me out, Jeremiah. Now, here's why this approach works so well. If you're the CEO of a company, you get an email like that, you just can't wait to fire it off to the right person. Now, here's the thing. When you get an email from your boss telling you to follow up on something, isn't that like one of the most important emails in your inbox? I remember when I was working for somebody else, if a CEO sent me an email, that's like the first thing I would reply to, right? I want to show the CEO that I'm on it. I'm the man for the job. Or the woman for the job, right? Depending if you're a woman. So this is a fantastic email that helped Salesforce go from, a couple $1 million company to hundreds of millions of dollars and $1 billion valuation, because they were going after CEOs, and the CEO would then refer it down to the right person. Is that helpful for you? Awesome. Okay. Now, you should probably know, and here's something you should know about, that business emails fall under a different category under the CAN-SPAM Act, because you can send emails to business people you don't know. But I want to make sure that you're complying with the rules that the FTC has laid out. So I'm going to give you a couple of guidelines when you're sending these cold emails. Number one, don't misrepresent who you are. Basically, you should have the same from, to, and reply to as the same person. Don't use misleading subject lines, right? Don't use words like your receipt or your cash statement. Okay, just tell them what's going on in the email. If you're doing an ad, which I don't think many of you are in your space, just tell them that it's an advertisement. Be sure to include your business address. This could be a PO box or a physical address. Give them an opt-out option. Now, you don't have to use an unsubscribe link because I don't like those. It kind of takes away the personal aspect. Instead, you could use this secret line. Now you want to copy this one, okay? Please let me know if you are not the right person to contact for this. And that works the same as opt-out. And if somebody asks to be opted out, well, then go ahead and take them off and never email them again. And finally, if you're using a third-party firm to do this, please make sure you know what they're doing with your name and your email addresses. Okay, I'm sure you found that helpful, right? All right, I want to tell you about one of my clients. He goes after high-end, high net worth people, specializes in commercial lines, and goes after CFOs. After using the nurturing approach for 45 days, this 29-year-old guy, been in the business less than a year, was generating one new meeting a week with the CFO. What kind of difference would that make in your business if you were getting 52 meetings a year with CFOs? And this guy's probably younger by 20 years than most of us on the line today. Or maybe you're more like my buddy Jeff. Jeff's out of St. Louis, really didn't know anything about LinkedIn, kind of a non-techie guy. So I taught him how to use an administrator, somebody he could hire for really cheap, like out of college, to do the work for him. And wouldn't you know that within 45 days, he was meeting with one new CEO every week. Within 90 days, he cleared $350,000 in commissions for what he does. Now, you'll notice that Jeff does employee benefits, but you know what? This works for anything. If you want to go after CEOs and talk about 401ks, you want to help them with financial planning, you want to help their employees, you want to do seminars to their employees, whatever it is, the nurturing approach works. Okay, are you ready for strategy number 3? Give me a big yes in the question box if you're ready for strategy number 3. Okay, tons of yeses. Let's jump to it. Strategy number 3 is power connections. Robert Kiyosaki, I think, said it best. The richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work. And isn't that true, right? If you go the next year and all you're doing is buying leads or running seminars or doing postcards, are you really building a network? Probably not, right? You're building a list. What's more powerful, a list or a network? A network, right? Because a network allows you to access. It gives you access to people that you normally couldn't get access to. So the strategy I'm about to share with you is for advisors that want a calendar full of appointments guaranteed every month, are tired of jumping from one digital marketing technique to the other, and really you just want to do one thing that works, right? You want to stop jumping around from one technique to the next, one silver bullet to the next. You would just want to do one thing. And you want to stop paying for high-cost leads that are getting less returns. And you know that it's time to stop being introduced as just another advisor, but rather as a power connector or an authority. And you want to take all that money, perhaps even tens of thousands of dollars you're spending on mailers and other programs that are experiencing diminishing returns. So remember I gave you the first 5 pieces of the puzzle? Here's the final 3, really important. Number 1, I want you to launch your own group. Okay? You're going to launch your own group. Now, if you're in like San Diego, you'll call it San Diego Power Connectors or West Chicago Linking Professionals. Then you're going to invite people to that group. And once you invite them, you're going to set up your in-person meetings. And the way you set up those in-person meetings is really important. You're going to say something like, you should write this down. Hi, Brett. Thanks for joining my group. You know, as the leader of this group, I really like to find out what people are doing so that I know how to refer them, and same way share what I'm doing so they know how to refer me. To that end, I usually leave about 4 spots open on my calendar for a quick 15-minute coffee meeting or Skype call so we can get to know each other and look for ways to give each other referrals. Here's a link to my calendar so you can book yourself, or we can meet in person at the Starbucks on 5th and Main. Now, an interesting dynamic happens when you do that. First, people see you as somebody who's leading a group. So automatically the power dynamic shifts. You are no longer, an advisor. You become a power connector. You are a leader and they are automatically following you. I don't care what their title is. And by doing that, you're filling your calendar with appointments. And here's what we found. We've actually done this for well over 200 advisors. We've built over 200 groups in the last 8 years, generating 750,000 connections and over 10,000 meetings. And here's what our numbers have shown. 30% of the people you meet with will be a great prospect. 30% will be a great referral, and 30% will just be a nice cup of coffee. Okay? They won't be a good referral for you or a good prospect, but hey, they're nice people to meet and network with. So, in just a moment, by the way, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the self-paced on-demand program I'm going to launch, which is my private B2B Breakthrough Program. And it's designed to get you a constant flow of appointments with professionals, attorneys, C-suite, CEOs, CFOs, HR directors, executives, long-tenured professionals. I'm only going to accept 50 total. I already have 28 because we did a webinar yesterday, so we're almost filled. And I have a double guarantee to ensure your success. Now, normally to work with me, it's about $8,000 if you want to work with me in this program for a lot of my personal one-on-one time. But you're not going to pay anywhere near that amount because I have a special webinar-only offer coming up. Now, here's what happens when people typically work with this program. In the first 15 days, you're going to learn how to monetize your current connections and your list with appointments. And then you're going to learn how to optimize your social profile so you convert visitors to connections. Within 15 to 45 days, you're going to start conducting your first sales meetings. 45 to 60, a steady stream of appointments will start to come in, and you'll learn how to scale it so that other people will do this for you. And then finally, you'll have the ongoing tools and resources to structure the meetings, the templates, and the frameworks through a comprehensive video training platform, which I call B2B Breakthrough. But I don't want to get in a big sales pitch about it now because I still have 3 more things to teach you before I get into it and earn your trust. Principle number 1, in order to be successful with any of the strategies I gave you, is to be a go-giver. So question to the audience here. I want you to put the word go-giver inside the question box if this sounds like you. Do you consider yourself as a go-giver? Meaning somebody who looks for ways to connect with people and add value to them before you ever receive a dime? Do you enjoy meeting people face to face and really learning about their businesses, their family, and their life? And do you like to help people solve their problems? Okay, excellent. I'm seeing a lot of go-givers here. This is an excellent group. Wow, you guys are an engaged audience. Okay. Principle number 2 is this. Whenever you're looking at any marketing strategy, I don't care if it's the one that I teach, if it's somebody else's strategy, model what works. Why would you go through hours, months, or even years trying to figure out what works, jumping from one silver bullet to the next, wasting thousands of dollars falling on your face with nothing to show for it, when you can simply go out there and model a proven formula that's working again and again and again? People like Paul, who already have 3,000 connections and have 300 appointments in the last 6 months. That's 50 appointments a month. In the first 60 days, he had $200,000 in life premium and is already adding an advisor. Or Bill, who does the financial planning and the real estate, who didn't even have a LinkedIn profile when he started. He's in his late 60s and made $35,000 in commission in the first 3 months. Okay, third principle you should write down is Occam's razor. Now this comes from 16th century physics. If you're looking at a problem and you have 2 equally likely solutions, choose the simplest one. So let's step back for a minute and kind of take a look at your options, right? You have a problem, right? You've missed your quota. Okay, what are the solutions to get there? Number one, you can work twice as hard. Number two, you can go out there and buy a whole bunch of books or courses on marketing, which are general, and then learn how to reverse engineer it and work all the compliance issues out and make sure that it works for financial services and life insurance and insurance. Or you could follow a proven process that's already been proven to work, which is the one that I'm going to present to you here in just a minute. All options are fine, but which one is the simplest? So at the beginning of the call here, we made a deal, right? I said that if I delivered value to you, that I would have your commitment where I could at least make you an offer. So in the question box right now, put the word deal if I have your permission to make an offer for my advanced program in B2B Breakthrough. People are playing yes, 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 deal, deal. Bruce is like yes, 3 times yes. Okay. All right, good. Well, listen, whether you want to work with me or not is fine. It's not going to make a big difference to my income anyway. But I just want to say thank you for investing in yourself, because I really hope that these strategies found a place in your mind and in your heart today where you can go out and apply them. Again, I just want to put a little warning out there that I'm not guaranteeing. This is not one of those get-rich-quick programs, okay, that promises you a whole bunch for doing nothing. This is a program that actually works, but you have to do the work. So let's find out how to fill your calendar with quality introductions and meetings every month with affluent buyers. And let's work together to build your network of business leaders, business owners, connectors, and decision makers, and people who are affluent and actually have the money to spend with you. And let me coach you how to create a lucrative second income stream through pay-for-performance strategies that turn business owners into clients for your services. I'm going to talk a little more about this secret strategy in just a minute. Let me show you how to turn your current network into meetings, and let me show you how to do that this month. Then let's also walk you through how to have these meetings so you build incredible trust and convert 30 to 40% of them into immediate leads while quietly nurturing those that don't buy now into clients that will come in over time. So let's do that over the next 90 days. But there's a couple of qualifiers I want to make sure we're very straightforward with. First, you must be open to meeting and selling to affluent executives, entrepreneurs, and the C-suite. And these would be people who are typically under 65 years old. I'm not saying that you need to be under 65, okay? We have a guy in this program who's over 80, and he's loving this course, all right? But if you're only doing over 65, this is not a good fit for you, because the people I'm going to be teaching you to go after are probably going to be anywhere from 45 to maybe 65, because simply there's not that many retirees that are still on LinkedIn, okay? So if that's your game, this is probably not for you, and I wish you success. We're going to identify your obstacles to growth, and then I'm going to show you the precise, laser-focused, million-dollar prospecting strategies that are working right now in the field of commercial lines, life insurance, annuities, retirement planning, all using automated email marketing funnels and LinkedIn. You're going to learn the path to get there with clarity and a roadmap to success as a part of a supportive and an interactive environment where I'm going to hold your hand through the whole process. Here's what happens next in this program. Once you enroll, you'll have access to Module 1 to help you laser target your ideal prospects and this is big, convert your current connections into meetings. I believe you've got gold hiding in your profile right now, and I'm going to show you how to mine it and also rank your profile so you convert more prospects to leads. Every week, I'm going to release a comprehensive video training for a period of 5 weeks, and you'll have access to me through our private members area. You'll get access to a mastermind area so I can coach you and you can see what's working for other people. You'll have about 30 minutes to an hour of work to do every day as you ramp up, or you can give it to an administrator or your producers to do for you. And then I'll teach you how to scale it. So it takes very little time every day, eventually 15 to 20 minutes a day. And I'll show you how to outsource the entire model for as little as $6.48 an hour if you don't want to do it yourself. Now, fair warning, my pricing is not for everybody. It's kind of high. So I just want to be very upfront with that. I really try to serve as many people as I can, but I'm not looking for everyone. This is not a cattle call. I really care about the people who join the program, and I really want to work with star players. You can always come back and purchase the program at the full $8,000 rate after this webinar if you need time to think about it. What you're about to see is a webinar only offer, and it will expire at the end of our call today, and there will be no exceptions to that. If you have it to check with a spouse, a partner, or a boss, I'd recommend you buy it at the payment plan that I'm going to offer, and then decide so you don't miss out on the webinar offer pricing. I would hate for you to have to pay extra for this program when you can save, thousands and thousands of dollars today. So here's the offer. I know a lot of you have been asking me in the question box, how much. So here you go. Everyone who's on the call today is going to get instant access for a special low one-time price. The regular price is $8,000, but for everybody who's on the call today, it's a one-time access of $24.97 or 3 payments of $9.97. Again, one time $24.97 or 3 payments of $9.97. And the way you get it is to go to getb2bnow.com/WebEx. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this in our chat, and I'm going to explain how the guarantee works. I've got a double guarantee there. So if you go to the chat box, okay, I actually pasted it twice. Sorry about that. I posted it twice, but there you go. Okay, now let me tell you a little bit about the guarantees, and I'm going to show you how the order page works. So if this is right for you, you want to be one of the first 10 because I'm going to do something really special for the first 10 people. Here's my first, I have a double guarantee for this program, and then I'm going to tell you about the bonuses. I've got about $25,000 worth of bonuses to tell you about. So I've got a double guarantee. Guarantee number 1, 30-day test drive. I want you to log into the program, get instant access today, start watching the lessons this afternoon, download the worksheets, try it all for 30 days. If you don't like it, you're going to get a full refund. I just have one simple condition. You must actually try the course by submitting the homework for the first module, because it is a test drive, right? And I really just do this to dissuade the people who like to buy courses, strip out all the content, return it, and say it wasn't for me, and then use it anyway, right? We have to protect our intellectual property one way or another. And I know probably there's nobody on this call who's like that, but every now and then somebody likes to sneak in and say, hey, it wasn't for me. So this is a test drive, right? Meaning if you're going to go, test drive a Bentley, you got to go to the dealership, get in the car, close the door, turn on the ignition, go for a drive for at least a mile, right? Press on the gas. You don't just look at the car and say, nope. So that's the way this guarantee works, right? If you submit the homework for the first module and you still feel that I don't deserve your money, I'll give you a full and happy refund and we'll still be friends, okay? No games. The second guarantee I have is this, the I won't let you fail guarantee. And here's what I mean by that. Folks, if you put in the time and you follow this process and you do the work and you reach out when you need the help, we guarantee that once you go through this training, you'll generate 15 or more appointments in your first 90 days. And you'll have a system in place to generate at least 10 to 20 appointments thereafter. If you don't, we'll personally get on the phone and work with you to get back on track. Okay? I don't think I could be more fair than that. Wouldn't you agree that's a fair deal? I mean, I don't know any other program in this space that gives one guarantee, let alone 2. Okay? That's how much I believe in the success of this. Now, if this is for you, let me log out of my slides for a second, and I'm going to show you how to get started today and get instant access. So you notice I just went to the link. You'll notice that the webinar only offer will expire in 28 minutes and 34 seconds. Here's the normal price, $8,000. If you want to get instant access and you want to save about $500 and you want to pay one time, you're going to go ahead and click on the first orange button. Okay, and that's what, if you want the 3 pay, you just click here, no problem. But I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the instant access. And you'll notice this is for lifetime. Okay, so when you order this program today, you get lifetime access, meaning if you don't have time to implement these techniques this week or even this month, don't worry, you can get a fresh start in January. All the information will be there for you forever. This is a living, breathing program, by the way, meaning it's not static. LinkedIn is always making changes. In fact, I got to record 2 new videos I'm going to put in there in the next 48 hours. And you benefit from that because we're always on the front lines learning what's new. As we figure out new tricks and secrets and hacks and softwares, we're going to put that in the members area so you get access. So here's how you order. You go to pay with credit card. You're going to put your first name, last name, address, all your credit card billing information. And then you simply go down here, choose the type of credit card, put in the number, the security code, and you hit place order. Once you hit place order, you're going to get a confirmation email, and you'll get a link that will give you instant access with a username and password to Module 1, and a couple of cool bonuses I'm throwing in there for you as well. I'll talk about those in a moment. And that's really how simple it is to get started. Okay. Now, by the way, remember, I still have to give you a gift just for sticking around on the call today, and that's coming up in a few minutes, as well as any questions. I'm going to hang out for a while here on camera in just a second. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask me about anything I was talking about, you want to pick my brain on how we generated 2 million leads, subject lines, open rates, no problem. I'm here to serve you today. Okay. Bonus number 1. You remember today I gave you one of my 9 proven frameworks. Actually, there's a 10th one I'm going to add very soon. But I've got 9 proven strategies to get you in the door as a financial advisor, life insurance agent, or an insurance producer. And all except one are very compliant friendly. Okay, there's only one in there that might give you an issue because it talks about your track record. And if you're not allowed to talk about your track record, then just don't use that one. But you've got 8 other resources. I'm going to give you all of them. Some of them introduce you as an expert, others as an authority, others as a power connector, others as a celebrity, others as a radio show host, believe it or not, which is actually a lot simpler to do. And this one will really fill up your pipeline. That's a $15,000 value. When people work with me in person, it's anywhere from $15,000 to $100,000. Because as you can see, my solutions and strategies generate results, usually 2 to 5 times the results. Now, that's typically what people pay me to work with me, but when I have these group settings, right, it's a little more scalable so I can help more people at once, which is why the price is so low today. Bonus number 2, you're going to get 50 plus proven prospecting templates. Now, if you're the type of person who just wants to know what's working and you like to copy and paste, don't worry, I got you covered. I'm going to give you 50 plus templates, and I'm always adding new ones that are working for advisors and agents right now. These are instantly downloadable in Word format, and they are battle tested and compliance friendly. Bonus number 3 is the Trojan horse strategy. Now, remember a little earlier, I talked about one of the techniques that's getting an 82% yes rate. Well, we've created a strategic partnership with a firm that has saved businesses over $300 million. From mom and pop shops doing $300,000 a year in business to multinational corporations doing $100 million of business. And what they have is a really fantastic little app that you can pull out on your phone or on your tablet or even do a screen share. Ask them 10 questions and it will instantly show them the amount of savings that this firm can handle for them on a performance basis. So it'll look at their credit card processing, their property taxes, their workman's comp, their shipping costs, their hiring costs, their construction costs, anything like that. They will go in, renegotiate with their current vendors. They don't do like a, hey, we're going to switch you to other people kind of play. It's renegotiation. And then if they're saving them 50, 100, $500,000, they're just going to bill a small percentage of that, only if they can get the result. And then they give the advisor a percentage of that deal. Imagine being able to go to all the business owners in your area that nobody is talking to. While everyone is focused on the senior market, you can go after these business owners that is being overlooked. We're getting an 82% yes rate to get in the door. Now imagine what would happen after you help a business owner save hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't you think they're going to be interested to hear what else you do and to show them how they can take those new assets and invest them wisely, put them in a life insurance plan, bank on themselves? We have one financial advisor that opened up a 69 office physician practice. 69 physicians are going to do business with him. He's not only going to get their financial business, he's going to get a residual off of all the savings on all their 69 offices. We have another one who opened up an entire chain of funeral homes, hundreds of them. Another one who's going to be speaking in front of an assembly of 150 neurosurgeons because of this strategy. Can you imagine the doors? This program may be worth it for you just for this one Trojan horse strategy. And I call it the Trojan horse because it gets you in the door that previously they wouldn't even open for you. Bonus number 4 are ninja automation tools. This is $1,000 value. Sometimes it's a little embarrassing when I think about the tens of thousands of dollars I've spent on softwares, on tools, on techniques in order to find ways to do things faster, simpler, better. And trust me, you don't want to go through the experience I did. But whenever I find a tool that really works, I tell my private clients about it so you can save a ton of hours. Just like the one today, right? I showed you how you don't even have to connect with people and in 10 seconds get 7 proven emails of CEOs. We've got so many more tools like that. Bonus number 5 are private mastermind calls. This is where you get to hear what's working in the field now and look under the hood and hear from other people what are their successful strategies. You get access to bonus number 6, an Ask Me Anything members area. This is most of my do-it-yourself programs. I don't do any coaching inside of it. It's pretty much, here's the course, go at your own pace, enjoy, right? It's self-contained. But, I am really passionate about opening up the business-to-business market to the financial services arena. And I'm only 3 months into this, okay, into perfecting this course. I know that over time things are going to change. So I want to hear from you, and this helps me keep making my program better. So I'm making a little exception in this course where you can get access to me whenever you've got a problem. So if you've got questions or obstacles, I want you to post in the area, and I'll be in there within 24 hours to help you out. That's $1,000 value per month. Now, one of the bonus number 7 is really cool too, because I'm going to give you the exact scripting videos. If you're going to do the coffee meeting approach, you're going to actually watch how we do it. One of the biggest requests I get from people who complete this program is, how do I make the transition from a coffee meeting to a sales opportunity? Because nobody on the line today wants to be seen as like a cheeseball salesperson, right? The kind of person that, meets somebody and then all of a sudden they feel like they're being sold. Nobody wants to be that guy, and nobody wants to be in front of that guy. So we're going to show you how to master the art of prospecting and presenting your unique sales proposition. So what I did is I flew to Chicago with my business partner. We hired a professional film crew. We got a location, and we created a dozen special exclusive series of videos in a Starbucks-like environment to show you exactly how to do that. You got the whole scripts right there. We've got 4 for financial advisors, several for life insurance agents, several for property and casualty. We can show you how to do the Trojan horse approach. Pretty much anything. You're going to know exactly what to do so you don't have to guess. Now, remember I said there's something special for the first 10 people? For the first 10 people who are joining us in our program today, I'm going to do the following. Okay, that's for the people who go to the link right now and get registered. getb2bnow.com/WebEx. I'm going to include a special interview we did with one of our top producer clients. Now, he's done something that's just blown me away. He's able to get 3 meetings a day. Okay, that's like 50 to 60 meetings a day and closing 50% of them into his sales process for life insurance. And that's for $100,000 premium policies minimum, all through cold emails and group building. Okay, so that's going to be all included in that for the first 10. And I'm going to give you what's called an accountability partner, meaning I'm going to team you up with somebody who's in this program so you can help hold each other accountable. All right, and that's really important because haven't you ever bought a course before and then actually didn't do the work? Well, that's happened to me before. And I found that when I had an accountability buddy, my ability to achieve success soared to like 90%. That's a $500 value, and you're going to get an accountability partner as part of this. So total number of bonuses included, you're going to get the 40 plus proprietary scripts, deep training on my 9 strategic door openers, partner level access to my Trojan horse strategy, access to my list of secret ninja automation tools, bi-weekly calls with other members, on-demand training for advanced social selling strategies, one-on-one support from me, for a total of $25,000 worth of bonuses. And that's going to go to the first 10 people who decide to join us on the call today. Now, let's do a little bit of analysis and math on this, okay? Let's say you got 20 meetings a month through this program. And out of that, maybe you can find 6 solid prospects for your life or financial services. and that's going to lead to 2 sales. Let's say your average first year commission is about $4,000 on a deal, and you get 2 of those, so that's $8,000. Your investment was $2,500, so you've made a profit of $5,500. If all this course did for you was get you 2 sales, for most of us, it would pay for itself, giving us a really satisfying 220% ROI. Now let's make it a little more interesting. Let's say you do those 20 meetings, but in addition to getting 2 sales accounts, you get 2 cost reduction clients, right? That's through the new program that I was talking about, bonus number 3, Trojan Horse. Now, let's say you help 2 businesses save, $250,000, and let's say you make $2,500 of that per month, and you will get paid 36 months for that, right? It's a 36-month contract. That means over the space of 3 years, you're going to get paid $90,000 per client for a total of $180,000. That means your investment was $2,500 for a profit of $180,000. Now get this. One of my clients, you can see his picture here, that's Charlie. He's a financial advisor. He took one of the ideas in Module 1 and he changed something on his LinkedIn profile to attract people who wanted this cost reduction strategy, pay for performance. And he found a deal in the first 30 days that's going to bring him $12,500 in commissions just off of that one client. That doesn't even include the financial services commissions. So here's what I'm betting. If all of this program does is generate 1 new client for most of you in the next 12 months, it would probably have paid for itself many times over. And by the way, I'm going to share a quick quote by one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. I actually had the privilege of being on stage with him in Milwaukee in front of 15,000 people. It's kind of a humbling experience. But I love a quote he says, "A real decision is measured by the fact you've taken a new action. And if there's no action, you haven't truly decided." If you came today and you're ready and you've taken an action, I just want to congratulate you and I want to support you in that mission. But let's face it, if you came today and you're just treating this like another webinar, you know what? I hope I served you today, but this is probably not a program for you. If you're not at the right place, feel free to excuse yourself. And listen, I am so happy that I served you. And I know that the strategies will create a powerful and profound impact if you go and use them. Just like this gentleman here, Richard, out of Little Rock, in the last 3 months, he had 149 meetings set up and he was just getting started. Or remember the story of Bill, right? 30 meetings a month for 10 months straight, made $35,000 in the first 90 days with this program. In one of the tightest, most competitive markets for financial advisors in the entire country, Jeff has been averaging 9 appointments a week in Boca Raton. Can you believe that? In Boca Raton. It's kind of like the hotbed of financial advisors, right? And he's cut back on all his other marketing. I could go on and on with several hundred case studies of people who are using these strategies and works, but you need to decide whether this is going to work for you the way it did for Alan or for Kevin, who's a financial planner out of New Jersey and has 240 appointments in 6 months. All right. Now, remember I promised a gift to you? Here's what I'm going to do. Is in the bottom right-hand corner of your handout section, you should see a little bar that says handouts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a free gift. Now, this gift is a cheat sheet, the top 101 high converting email open subject lines. And you're going to be able to use this to craft better subject lines to get more people to open them, whether you're sending them to clients, to prospects. It's even a great source for articles or blog posts. So if you look in your handout sheet, I've included that right there. That's a $100 value just for sticking around to the end of the webinar today. And you'll see that in your handout sheet right there. Okay, hope you enjoy that. Now, once again, I'll leave this up on the screen and then I'll jump to your questions. Remember that for B2B Breakthrough one time today, all webinar attendees get instant access for a special low time price. That's normal $8,000, today $2,500 or 3 payments of $997. Plus you get $25,000 in bonuses. The first 10 get an extra $1,500 in gifts. And you could tell that we've got way more testimonials than we can even fit in this call today about people who have made it work. So with that said, I'm going to jump over to the question box and answer any questions that you might have for this. Okay, great question here. What if you don't have many contacts? That's a great question. In fact, what we're going to do is in the first module, I'm actually going to teach you how to generate more contacts right away, and even put it on autopilot so that by the time you're done in your first 30 days, you'll have at least maybe 50 to 100 new people that you can prospect that have the kind of income and the kind of profile you're looking for. Can I pay with American Express? Yes, absolutely. You can absolutely do that. We do take American Express. Thank you so much. This is amazing content. I can't believe the value. Okay, you're welcome, Bob. I'm glad you got some value out of this. I just signed up. Am I one of the first 10? Let me pull up that list in just a moment here, and we'll see. There's so many people on this call right now. I want to make sure that I handle all the questions that are coming in. And again, folks, if you have, even if it's about the course or about something else I was teaching earlier, just go ahead and put that in the question box right now, and I'll be happy to answer any of the questions you might have about any of the training that we did a little bit earlier. Okay? I want to make sure that you get all your questions answered so you feel really ready to go. Oh, here's a really good question. Jeremiah, I'm just getting started as a financial advisor. I'm kind of new to the space. I only have about a year. Is this something that could work for me? So, Tom, here's what I would say for you is, if you think about it, most financial advisors take years to build up a substantial network, right? Maybe 5 to 10 years before they're really set. This program today, I have a lot of people who are brand new to the space who join this program because it teaches you how to build a network quickly, right? What you do is you bypass all those early morning networking meetings, those tiring Chamber of Commerce meetings, and it teaches you how to be a preeminent power connector in your own market. And so that's why that works really well for new producers. So if that's you, Tom, and you're new, I think this would be something that could really help you out. Great question. Let's see. Ken's asking, I used the one-line email previously. What I got back was, I never requested insurance from you. Is this method just for folks you've already talked to? Yes, Ken. Great question. So the one-line email we talked about earlier, that's only for prospects. Do not send that email to cold prospects, okay? It's not going to work, all right? You can't send it to cold people. You need it to send it to people who've already had some level of engagement. So that's why I call it the shake the tree email, because what it does is it shakes the tree of prospects that are willing and ready at the right time. But you have to have some type of connection with them previously. Okay? Great question, Kenna. Thank you for submitting that. Hey, Jeremiah, really excited. When do I get access to the first module? So Francine, what you're going to do is you're going to check your email, and you should have gotten a confirmation email from us. And if you didn't, just write to support@agencygrowthacademy.com, and we'll be more than happy to get you a new username and password. Sometimes, we get caught in the bulk filter because we send a lot of emails out, and sometimes some of the servers for financial advisors or insurance agents, are really strict. So just be aware of that, okay? All right, I'm going to spend a few minutes here, and I'm going to just welcome some of the people who have just joined us in the program. I want to give shout outs to some of these folks today. Just give me a second here because I have a whole bunch that are coming in. Okay, so I'm going to go on camera because I want you to see me welcoming you to our program today. Just remember, folks, that this special offer is going to expire at the end of our call today, so we got about 9 minutes left before that expires. So I want to welcome Bruce S. out of Folsom, California. So welcome to you, Bruce. We're excited to have you as part of the program. I want to welcome Teresa E. out of Avondale, Arizona. Teresa, welcome to you. It looks like you took us up on the 3-pay plan. We've got also somebody on the 3-pay, David S. out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Welcome, David. We're excited to have you on the call today. I'm looking forward to working with you. I want to welcome Henry M. out of, Natick. You're not too far from where I am. I'm just outside of Boston. So we're kind of neighbors, Henry. I'm excited for you. You took advantage of the one-time pay. Good for you. I want to welcome Paul P. out of Chatham, New Jersey. So welcome, Paul. I got all these names here on my phone here. So as I see the orders coming in, I want to welcome you all. Welcome to Steve B. out of Bothell, Washington, looks like. Am I saying that right? Bothell? I'm not sure, Steve, but welcome to you, Steve B. You took advantage of the one-time pay. Congratulations. I want to give a big shout out to James C. out of Montreal, Canada. Welcome to you. Hey, we got some Canadians here. So welcome to you, James. I want to say welcome to, who's this now? They're coming in here. Okay, Kirk C. out of Salt Lake City. Awesome, Kirk. Welcome to you. You took advantage of the one-time pay. That's excellent. I want to say welcome to Frank K. Frank, all the way from Houston. We got a lot of success stories out of Houston, so good for you. Let's see. Welcome to Shawnee J. Shawnee J. out of Las Vegas. Welcome, Shawnee. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Shani or Shawnee? I'm not sure, but welcome to you. Anyways, I got so many more coming in. And listen, folks, we're about to close down. So if this is the right time for you, I want to say welcome to you. For all the people who have joined us on the program today, we'll leave this page up here for another 7 minutes. And if you have any questions at all, again, I'm going to be very happy to help you out. And if not, we'll just close it early. Not a problem. All the action takers have already taken action, possibly, and then we'll just focus my time on working with those folks. Okay, well, looks like there's no more questions, folks. So listen, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for investing in yourself. You really have the commitment to do this today. Whatever it is you decide to do, whether you decide to work with me or you're going to go ahead on your own all alone, I want to wish you incredible success in the future. And I look forward to serving you in the future. Now that we're connected, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I always love to share stuff on LinkedIn. I look forward to serving you in the future. Okay? All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I appreciate you. Bye-bye.